What's up, guys? So this is the second time recording this video. I forgot to hit record. I hate it when I do that. I get like 20 minutes through of rambling and I find out that I didn't even hit record. Anyway, sounds like Roczen's out this weekend. Deegan has a little bit of pressure on him. He has to kind of get that gap where it could get ugly in Salt Lake. And if you guys were Sexton, would you get desperate? Would you take him out in the first turn? Or do you just race for the win and just hope that fate takes care of you? I don't know. I would probably do something, but I kind of rode dirty, and that's just my personality. And then we got MXGP this weekend. But first, if you haven't tried Nano-Xtreme, I'm telling you, this is the best pain solution I've ever used. And for this month, for the members, you are all entered to win a 32-ounce bottle of Nano-Xtreme. This is a $400 value. This will keep you pain-free for a long time. And if you want to get some before then, just head over to nanoxtreme.com. Use code COOKSY for free shipping. So Coach Rob has a new program. If you're not on his deal, but you still want some advice from Coach Rob, if you click the link down below, you can talk with Coach. You get a 30-minute phone consultation where he can get you set up, answer questions, and get you dialed in for whatever you're about to compete in, be it Loretta Lynn's, Mammoth, and answer any of your questions. If you're shipping anything, use Precision Transport. That's pretransport.com, the best shipping company. And shipping companies usually are not fun to deal with. They act like they're doing you a favor. Anyway, pre-transport, not that way. They are awesome. Hit them up and they will get you dialed.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Ken Roczen. Oh boy. This guy is one of the most talented dirt bike riders on earth. But is there anyone that's been more dramatic about his issues? I don't think so. And I love transparency, but man, I don't know, he just comes across as a bit of a whiner and a bit of a guy who complains. Now, he's had these injuries that he's repeated over and over. We're all aware. We get it, dude. You're injured. And I know it makes me kind of a hypocrite talking about, getting on a guy for letting us know he's injured instead of just hiding it and doing his job. But there's a fine line, and he pushes it. And maybe I'm a bit of a hypocrite on the situation, and maybe it's just because I don't like Roczen. I don't know. But he is, according to Steve Mattress, he's not racing this weekend. And it really baffles my mind. So if he's been able to race the last few weeks with these injuries, why is he deciding to rest now? Last I checked, he wasn't racing outdoors. Is he just going to Lake early? What's he doing here? Now, if he's racing outdoors, perfect. Sit these 2 rounds out, get ready, and be ready for outdoors. But if he's not, come on, man. What are you doing? And the Jason Anderson situation, I had told you guys that I thought he was getting ready and he needed to go out and prove on outdoors. I don't know if that's going to happen. Right now, I don't know anything about that situation. It seems like it's getting weirder and weirder. At this point, I'd be surprised if you ever see Jason Anderson ride for Team Kawasaki again. Then again, I don't know. He might show up at Paula. Nobody seems to know anything about Jason Anderson right now. Time will tell. We'll get all the answers eventually, but right now, this thing's a mystery. I've heard some crazy rumors about where he went, what he's doing. Is he on vacation? Is he in rehab? There's all sorts of crazy stuff flying around, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what is actually the true story, if he's just mad at Kawasaki, if he truly did have some sort of Epstein-Barr. I don't know, and that's the thing, is nobody knows. And until he comes out and tells us, I don't think we're going to know. So we got 2 rounds left in the West Coast Supercross Championship, and Hayden Deegan has a 17-point lead, but his teammate has Cole Davies has truly stole the thunder from Hayden Deegan. And a lot of people are like, dude, he's faster than Deegan. He's got a better future than Deegan. That's not going to sit well with the Deegan camp. And Hayden Deegan has an ego, and this dude is who he is. And I don't think he's going to like that. But do you risk, a giant point lead just trying to beat this guy who really has nothing to lose in his rookie season? Hayden's got a lot of pressure on him. If he loses the gap, right now it's 17 points. If this thing closes to around 10 to 12 points going into the Salt Lake round, it's going to get tough. There's 3 dudes in the East battling for a championship, and there's a crap load of guys that are trying to save their season with a win at the final. At that round, anything can happen, and you want to have more than a 10-point lead. If he's got 17 points, great, but if he drops down to 15 or 14, it's going to get a little tense. Deegan really, really does need to win this weekend and hope Julian Beaumer gets in between him and Cole Davies and really locks up this title. because he needs to kind of relax. You only get 1 week off before they go outdoor nationals. He's got a championship to defend outdoors, and that is no joke, man. 30 plus 2, all those weekends in a row, it is gnarly. You don't want to go into that series fatigued. A lot of his competitors, Chance Hymas and these other guys, while they haven't had good Supercross seasons, that has allowed them to kind of prep for outdoors. So they're going to be spitting fire at Paula. And if Deegan's got kind of that Supercross hangover, oh boy, it could be problems. And I really wonder about the relationship between Hayden Deegan and Cole Davies. I mean, they look friendly, but Deegan can't like that this kid's coming in here really stealing his thunder. So the deal for Hayden Deegan is next year he's going to have his own semi, which they probably should have done that before because he gets so many fans. It's probably such a distraction for the other riders. But next year he'll have his own semi, and the plan is to go 450 outdoors. If by chance Cole Davies steals this championship from him, wow, does that change anything? I mean, because you can't really, if he races Supercross next year, then he has to win that one, or he goes to 450s with no 250 championships. And that just doesn't seem like, any great riders, almost all the great ones have regional championships. I know he's got the SMX championships and the outdoor championship, but really, he won't even have a Supercross championship. Now that could all be null and void if he goes out and wins this one. It's got to make for some weird dynamics in the truck. Something Deegan won't have to worry about next year. He'll have his own truck. And I'm pretty sure you're watching this after the privateer race that PulpMX has put together. And yes, this is awesome. It's awesome for the privateers. It's awesome for these guys to get some money, get a little bit of exposure. But let's not make Mattress out to be this martyr. Steve Mattress is doing this for a tax write-off. He's not donating any of this money. He created a 501(c)(3). He's doing this for him, his business, and I commend him. And he's doing a hell of a job because this race last year paid $120,000. A Supercross main event, that purse is $65,000 when you take out entry fees. So this privateer race is paying double what a 450 main event pays. That's pretty damn good for a lot of these guys. They need it. It's a lot of fun, and I will give Mattress credit, but don't make him a martyr. He's doing this for his own personal business and his own personal interests, but I am glad a lot of people benefit. And I'm so happy that everybody has stepped up and really helped out Jerry Robin. He's in the fight for his life. But I want to remind you guys, don't forget about Chad Sauls. I don't know Chad Sauls personally, but he's going through a very, very similar thing as Jerry Robin, and it almost seems like people forgot about him. Chad Sauls is dealing with some seriously heavy stuff, and when you go over to Road to Recovery, if you're going to make a donation, split it. Give half to Jerry, half to Chad. Let's not forget about Chad. He needs our help too. Check out Ride Strapped, goggles, glasses, shirts, just a really cool company. Chris that owns it he's one of my favorite dudes. Great guy, cool products, and ridestrap.com. Alias MX, the gear's so awesome. You guys bought out all their gear. They're almost out of gear, but they've got the new 2026 stuff that will be arriving sometime this summer. And until then, if you need bicycle gear, buy some of their bicycle stuff and get training and be all sculpted up when you get your new gear. AliasMX.com. So this 450 championship, 2 rounds, that race was so awesome last weekend, but it really did pop the balloon on all the anticipation for the last 2. With a 12-point lead, Cooper Webb just has to manage it. And I know it's Supercross, anything can happen. We remember what happened to Tomac in Denver a couple years ago with that Achilles tendon snap. Anything's possible, but for the anticipation of this thing, Webb's just got to go 3-3, and now Roczen's not even out there. In this depleted field, it seems like he could do it in his sleep. Even if Sexton were to get rough and take him down, I don't see him not coming back to get at least 3rd. And one of the contenders that's still left is Cooper's buddy, Justin Cooper, who will clearly not take any points away from Cooper Webb. So if I'm Sexton, I would look at the way this thing's laying out and be like, you know what? There's not enough guys, even if I do put down Cooper Webb early. I just don't see it happening. Go out there, win the races, and move on to outdoors. And we got MXGP in Portugal this weekend. Unfortunately, Tim Geiser's out. He dislocated his shoulder in the second moto at the last round. Remember, he hit the booby trap they had on the side? Oh boy, and then they couldn't get it popped in for like an hour. So it might have done some damage to that shoulder. So he is going to sit out. I don't know if he's going to make it back for the next round, but right now he's got a 28-point lead. And if Roman Fevre, who's in second, wins the qualifying race and both motos, he would have a 32-point lead over Geyser when Geyser returned. So he's got a little cushion to work with. So maybe this is the right move to sit out. I really hope he gets back there. He was looking so good. I mean, it was a dream season before he got sabotaged by the track. And then you got Lucas Kunin, the phenom, the 18-year-old kid coming off his 1-1 at the last round. Can he jump in there? Is this his moment to go, wait, I can actually get into the championship battle my rookie 450 season? If he wins this weekend and Fevre, all he has to do is win this weekend and he's right back in the mix. But it is a long season in MXGP, and with the 10-point qualifying race and then 2 motos every weekend, there's a lot up for grabs and a lot of racing to go. And I'm watching Jeffrey Hurlings. How's he going to bounce back? You know, he's been racing himself into shape. Now they had the week off. Was he able to make the improvements? He almost got a podium in that second moto last